Hey, what's good, everybody? Welcome to another live session with the Hype Magazine. I'm your editor-in-chief, Jerry Doby, and this evening I've got this. How do we describe this multi-hyphenate? He has safeguarded some of the highest profile names in the entertainment industry. I'm not naming names. He has studied style and fashion in his travels and made the notes. And he says, you know what? Everybody needs a good bag set, a travel set. And overnight bags was born. And they are amazing. You know, leather, heavy duty stitching, amazing zippers. I stuffed my duffel to like I was going on deployment and it held. You know what I mean? Beautifully and magnificent, and it's eye-catching as well. So, we're talking about none other than entrepreneur, businessman, now rising fashion dynamo, travel
Hey, speak it.
dynamo. You feel me?
Speak it.
Bobby Daniels. Welcome, brother.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Man. So we talked about, you know, your business. And I believe in some of our discussions somewhere off record, we talked about you at one point having maybe uh, done some work for their government.
Yes. So
Okay.
currently I'm a manager with FEMA. So I assist applicants who register with FEMA for disaster relief. So that's what I do during the day
Okay.
and everything else at night.
Oh, on the vampire tip, you're walking around safeguarding people at concerts and
Mhm.
personal appearances, walkthroughs, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Whenever they need you, you're the go-to guy. Talk to
I would
me
like,
about that life and how diametrically opposite it is of your day job.
oh man, listen. One thing I learned, everything ties back into the stuff that I learned working at FEMA, emergency management. So safeguarding, principals, whether it's artists, other celebrities, basketball players, football players, it all ties back to what I do. Working at FEMA as far as like emergency management, knowing the ins and outs of buildings, being pretty much knowing my surroundings, just being aware of my atmosphere, working in disaster related places after storms, it's very dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
So, just keeping an eye out on myself, on my principals, on my employees, just, like I said, everything kind of ties back into it.
Yeah, he ain't talking always about looters and people, but you also got to consider structural damages and
Yeah,
depending on where you are, if you unlucky enough to go to Florida, you could just be in the middle of a sinkhole and be at the bottom of a cavern in seconds. You know what I mean?
that's
So
true.
uh it's a huge responsibility and an honor for people to trust their lives with you. And like I said, you've got the whole high profile people. We're gonna leave it out. But eventually we're gonna have to mention at least one person because um you in your research and travels and awareness of your surroundings and other people and
Hmm.
what they're doing, their habits, how they move, you know what I mean? And especially your principles, if you're looking at, because I know you're not carrying their luggage, what might slow them down on egress? You know what I mean? What do they have that uh, might hinder them from, complying with your needs in regards to their safety on a moment's notice, or just maneuvering around on a day-to-day basis and looking clumsy and knowing that the cameras are out. So you carefully designed and structured some combinations. For me, I have the backpack And the duffel is, look, that personal item that they talk about,
Uh-huh.
it's right, it's a perfect size. I do not care how much you put in that thing. It's going to fit in the box. All right. And then the duffel is perfect carry-on size. So if you have the carry-on on your ticket, I know that some of these people charge you for anything other than the personal bag, but if you have a carry-on, it's structured, designed, manufactured, engineered to meet the carry-on for every airline. It drops in the box. So
Yes, sir.
heavy duty leather, amazing straps, amazing accessories and accoutrements, the clips, the shoulder strap clips, perfect. They're sturdy. The stitching is well, they're well anchored. You know what I mean? The stitching on the duffel, like I said, I packed like I was going on deployment, like it was my A bag. You know what I mean? And everything held and stunning looks. Talk to me about the inspiration, because that was your first set, right? That right there. Was that
Yeah, actually, um, so let me tell you the story behind the bags.
there you go.
So shout out to Late Night Jiggy. That's my artist. So we were actually on our way to Amsterdam when he pulled up to the airport, and and I saw his bags, and I'm like, bro, like, come on, let me upgrade you. And he was like, get me out the way. Like, I challenge you. So I took his challenge personal. And on the whole flight to Amsterdam, I just played around with different concepts, logos, names. 9-hour flight, so I had plenty of time, to pretty much customize the bag the way that I wanted it. Um, I just took a lot of things into consideration, like you said, especially travel. We do a lot of trips, a lot of overnight trips. So, yeah, that's where the design came from. Just like me making sure that everything made sense conceptually. The look, I wanted everything to be unisex, where a male can have it, his companion can have it, and they can actually rock the same bag, and it doesn't look feminine to him, and it doesn't look too masculine to her.
Mm,
So, I took all of those concepts, and I'm a big fan of colors. Like, I see colors, and that ties back into my music. Whenever I'm dealing with an artist, whether they're singing, the music, the instrumentals behind it, I always love colors. Like, I love vibrant things. So I put that concept into the bags too when it came to designing the different colors for the bags. So I designed 10 different bags, 10 different color concepts, but only dropped two, which is
mm.
the black and the red.
Okay.
Um, yeah, so that's kind of like how it got started. That was actually a, roughly a year ago, and that trip was in August. I did 3 prototypes of the bags, and I came up with the final product in January. So January 24th of 2023 was the launch date.
Okay. Got birthday, an anniversary coming up. Congratulations. Congratulations. You're
Appreciate
moving.
that.
So you started with that combo,
Hmm.
refined that, got that squared away. And of course, you know, you're dealing with supply issues and fulfillment issues because, to be honest, you had the containers and the connexes stacked up on the ships in the water in the harbor because they weren't getting offloaded.
Yep.
I think there's still a backlog in the LA harbor. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it's crazy, when you're, depending on such a huge uh logistical line
Hmm.
to get your product. You can look at it, you can examine it, you can test it out, you can, you know what I mean, and have all those delays. So talk to me about one of the biggest surprises for you on the business side and the logistics side as you step from concept to manufacture.
One of the biggest, I would say, not necessarily surprises, but challenges
Okay.
is creating new products. Because once you create the new products, or once I create the new product, I have to prototype that product. I have to make sure that my manufacturer can style it the way that I want it to look, design it the way that I want it to look.
Mhm.
Sometimes you're bouncing back and forth 2 to 3 different prototypes,
Mhm.
just getting it to where I want it. And that has been one of the challenges because again, my products are being manufactured in China, and it doesn't take 2-3 days to make these bags. They're roughly 30 days
Mm.
in
Per
production.
bag, per bag.
Well, they do whatever, however many quantity, whatever the quantity is,
Okay.
that's what they do at one time.
Okay.
But it takes roughly 30 days because they all go through testing prior to shipping out to me. So the zippers are tested to make sure that they're functional. They test the actual leather of the bag to make sure that it's quality. They test the straps, they do durability testings, they do pretty much everything. Like they load the bag up to I think 100 pounds to make sure that the straps won't pop.
Mm.
Make sure that the stitching is durable. Yeah, so that's probably the biggest challenge that I've had
Mm.
is just my creative mind runs rapid where I'm constantly creating something
Mm.
and then I send it out for manufacturing and I have to wait 30 days for my product to come back to me.
Because they have their reputation and they're not delivering you a BS product. You're
Not at
getting
all.
top quality. This look, I'll put mine up against a Louis bag any day. I'm just saying.
I
I mean,
appreciate that.
it's amazing. I'm a minimalist, and it is a very strong statement. You know what I mean? Going down the moving sidewalk, on the tram, walking, just sitting still, charging your phone, waiting for your flight. You know,
Mm,
it's perfectly matched, perfectly accented, and it just looks like quality. You know what I mean? And
appreciate that,
when you
bro.
feel it, it's sturdy. Like, look, I carried a ruck for the majority of my life, you know,
Hmm.
and I know durability. I've depended on things not falling apart, things being accessible rapidly. And
Hmm.
so I understand the ruggedness that's needed, especially for a busy traveler, someone who is an international business person or a celebrity. You know, y'all hard on stuff. You know what I mean? Y'all hard on stuff. And to be able to have your A and B bag ready to go, you know,
Hmm.
or overnighter or a short extended, you situation, to know that whatever you put in that thing is going to fit in the box. You're going to be able to get on the plane. You're not going to, your part is done. The airlines just need to do their part. I'll just say it. I'll just say it. Oh man,
Right.
I gotta tell you, man, like, oof, having a flight canceled at the last minute, like delayed 3 times, and then go to the bathroom and come back. Oh, your flight's canceled.
Oh
Oh,
man.
and now you got to book another flight because I got to be somewhere.
Right.
So knowing going between two airlines, and each airline has, maybe a little bit of a difference, of a centimeter or two on their measurements. And, they're
Hmm.
some people are 40 pounds, some people are 50 pounds,
Hmm.
knowing that my bags that I was carrying would easily transition between airlines and their little nuances. Bruh, that's comforting, because I was moving fast, bro. I'm like, you don't understand. I got to get here. So that was a beautiful thing. The transition was seamless. The bags, the luggage, the gear was not part of the issue. And I was able to get where I needed to be without stuff bumping and flopping all over the place unseemingly. Backpack fit nice and snug, just like I like it, ready to go, pretty
Hmm.
to adjust and use. So I liked all that. Talk to me about, because you're expanding the line now. You're adding uh purses and
Uh-huh.
other crossbody bags and things like
Yep.
that. Talk to me about the expansion, man.
Oh man,
Congratulations, by
listen.
the way.
Thank you. Thank you. I have so much in store for the consumers. Again, as a creative, my mind is constantly wandering and I'm constantly creating something new. So I started with the duffel bag because that's initially what I saw. Then I went to the book bag because it had to have a companion. Like you can't have a duffel bag without a book bag.
Right, right,
So
right.
then the next thing I ventured off into, and I hate the name drop, but I have to shout out my brother, shout out to Kevin Ross, because I was on the phone with him one day. His wife was like, "Hey, tell him make me a diaper bag."
Hmm.
So I made a diaper bag.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
So those are coming soon. I did purses, did makeup bags, did tote bags. I've done garment bags. I've done crossbody bags, which drop on December 20th. Um, oh man, I expanded to bucket hats because I come from a city where bucket hats is our staple. Like, we're Nike boots and bucket hats up here, up in the DMV. So, I had to do the
Okay.
bucket hats for the city. I want to get into like t-shirts and sweatsuits. The whole concept behind the line is just to travel comfortably. I want to get into oversized hoodies, like the ones that's kind of furry in the inside to kind of give you that snug feel of a blanket, because we all know that airplanes are typically cold,
Yeah.
to eliminate the blanket portion of the airplane ride. So
Right, right.
essentially, I really want to. I'm diving into everything, and it's full fledged, like nonstop. I want to do tennis shoes, jewelry. I've experimented with watches, because I'm a huge watch guy.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
so literally, there's like no limits to what overnight travel bags is going to do. Even overnight travel brand, when we start expanding into things outside of what I'm doing. So yeah, I plan on touching every aspect of travel, anything that's going to make traveling comfortable.
Bruh, overnight travel bags, you have led that movement in the right direction, bro. I'm like, oh, this is amazing. This is amazing. I've got someone to deliver uh something to. They're gonna love it. And it's, right around, Paris time. I'm just waiting,
Mm-hmm.
what I mean. Um, I know we'll see her uh at the Olympics in Paris. And
Mm-hmm.
so she's hard on bags. That's gonna be the test.
Right.
That's gonna be the test, bro. Uh, I traveled with her. I'm going, all that's for you? We're only here a week. Like, damn, dog. uh,
Listen, that's how we women are, bro. Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, I've seen it. Like, I've done 5 days in my bag,
Right.
and
Yeah,
I've seen a woman get 2 days in her bag because of like the outfit changes.
bro. But look, wait, how you got all that, and we still got to go shopping the
You
night
already
before
know.
the event,
You already know.
and shit is getting ready to close. We just got off the. Are you tripping? Out here is freezing. It got no coat. We were where we at? We were in DC.
Uh-huh.
I'm
So
like,
you in my town.
yeah, I was. We were there for the Black Engineers of the Year awards,
Okay.
and so we were down there, whatever that place is that has that big Ferris wheel on the water.
Oh yeah, the National Harbor.
Yeah, we were in the National Harbor, and so that was a week long kind of thing, and yeah, we had to go shopping the night before the event. How did you forget something in all of that? That's
Listen,
my
it
that's just
happens.
my aside. So, but
You
anyway,
know it happens.
yeah, yeah, it was funny. So I like it. You missing something in this, you crazy, but you have to learn to roll your shit. So
Right.
you know what I mean? Roll it. Uh,
Uh-huh.
talk to me about some of the feedback that you've gotten from some people who are known to put heavy abuse, from the people who maybe do what you do, the artists who are often careless with what they're throwing around and things like that. Talk to me about some of the feedback that you got that made you move forward or made you make adjustments early on.
So all the dirt, like as in regards to durability, I have not got a complaint yet. I have gotten some. constructive criticism or feedback in regards to like just different things I could tweak, like, maybe adding a laptop pouch in the tote bag or something like that. But when it comes to the duffel bags and book bags,
Mhm.
nothing.
Mm.
It's those are perfect. It's literally been the new products that I plan on rolling out. Like I've sent a couple products out, to see what people's opinion have been, and they gave me a little bit of feedback here and there, but nothing crazy. It was just like, hey, like this would be crazy if you added, maybe a slot for the duffel bag to fall into the suitcase.
Mm.
Like yeah, so that's coming. That's like one of the biggest things, one of the biggest new changes that I do have. I
Wow.
thought that was a great idea, like adding that little strap on the back of it, like a hidden compartment, in
Uh-huh.
a sense that you can slide the duffel bag and or the book bag onto your suitcase. So that was like the biggest thing that I've heard.
Yeah,
They just said that, they don't want to walk around the airport all the time with maybe something on their shoulder and they carry it in a suitcase. They would just, find it more convenient just being able to put it on a suitcase and roll it. So
mm.
that was the biggest thing. But
Okay. Well, I mean, that's just end user experience stuff.
correct.
And everybody's going to want something,
Exactly.
that fits them personally. So, I know the price, it rises exponentially when it becomes custom, adding pockets and one-offs and things like
Hmm.
that. Oh, really? Okay, I can do that. Let's go. It'll be about 2 months in delivery, but I can do that.
But you know what? After hearing that, it definitely opened my eyes because I'm not one that travel with suitcases.
Mm,
I love just putting my bag in the overhead and just carrying it because I've had experience and I've been with people that experience their luggage getting lost.
mm,
So for me, it's like I never check a bag unless I absolutely have to. So for me, it's always been, let me just throw this right in the overhead and keep it moving. So when they mentioned that, oh, put it on top of the suitcase, I'm like, well, I don't usually carry a suitcase. So if
mhm.
that's what if that's what you do and it makes it easier for you, then, I took it into consideration. So
A lot of business people, and I see the flight crews doing that as well.
yes.
They've got
Mm-hmm.
their tote or whatever bag connected to their hard case, and they're rolling
Mm-hmm.
it through. Their quick access stuff. So
Exactly.
it makes sense. I see
It
people doing it
definitely
all the
did.
time, but it's usually flopping around or falling off and knocking the. So having it secured and fitted for that purpose,
Mm-hmm.
people be like, oh, that's a differentiator. So, when you're doing market research, what
Mm-hmm.
kind of differentiators did you look at from other brands, such as, Louis, Gucci, whatever? Uh,
Mm-hmm.
shit, what was the one with the gorilla Samsonite? You know what I mean? What were you looking at in the development of your product?
I was looking at the material, I was looking at the price point, demographics, um, functionality, and also the style of it. Because ultimately, like you want something that's functional, but you also want it to look stylish.
Right.
And even with that, I wanted something that was across all demographic where you may see a gamer wearing a bag, and then you may see an NBA player wearing a bag, or you may see a runner wearing a bag and a chef wearing a bag. So it literally fits across. And that was my goal, is to make something that was comfortable for everybody to wear and make it affordable. Where it's, you still get the Louis look or you get the Gucci look, just not paying Gucci and Louis prices.
And maybe I don't own a Louis, but more durability.
Right. Well, see, me personally, I've never owned a Louis bag. I've never owned a Gucci. I've never been big into designer. I've always been a type of person that if I like something, I make my own. I'd rather wear my own stuff than pay thousands of dollars for bigger brands or something like that, it's just gonna fade or tarnish. And I get a lot of people say we got one life to live and all this and all that, but it's just I'd rather put my money to better uses. Like
Hey, the $30 watch and the $300 watch. Still tell
Same thing.
they tell
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. But
So
my thing was, when I designed this, it was just more so like, I've always, like I said, I've always been big on fashion. I've always been big on looks. So designing this, again, I had to make sure that I found a manufacturer that can check all boxes. And that was the biggest thing for me, is making sure that I'm still making a profit and I'm not taking a loss,
right.
without making this super expensive, but still giving you the same feel of the designer.
Okay. I mean, I feel like it competes with everything that I saw, on my week or so on the road recently. And, you know, I looked I looked better walking in the airport. I'm old. I really don't care. But when I looked at him, like, you know what? I don't have on a suit jacket. I don't have on, I've just got some old loafers. I'm an old guy, right? Loafers and some jeans and a t-shirt. But what the jacket, the formality that the jacket, not having the jacket, what it would have provided in visual,
Mhm.
they go from your timepiece to your outerwear and they judge you immediately. And sometimes you can get mistreated or disregarded, et cetera, based on your appearance.
That is very true.
So the counterweight to that in this crazy hustle and bustle airport situation, those bags were like,
Hmm.
who is that
Hmm.
that's carrying those bags? I appreciate it because I'm superannuated and I appreciate going to the front of the line and thank you
Hmm.
letting me sit down. I appreciate, man, please. I've learned to take care. I know, like I'm retired military. I ain't supposed to be doing all that, but I'm having fun with the
Hmm.
and the bag set it off. Like, okay, loafers, jeans, t-shirt, them bags though. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
the emphasis was still there. And
Hmm.
I was, just being modest, but I had fun watching. For me, it was like a case study. I've
Okay.
carried like the roller bags, the tube bags that you could put a shoes, whatever, on one on each end. I've gotten crazy looks from that, and I felt crazy carrying it because it was awkward. You remember,
Hmm.
you remember carrying those things that are not heavy, but they're awkward, and
Yeah.
it was always bouncing all over the place. It didn't fit in the overhead correctly. It
Hmm.
fit under the seat. So my only option was to check it. And, you know, even though it was a tube, rolling my suits and shirts didn't save me. I would do better folding and rolling in, the overnight travel bag, duffel, the way that I know that it minimizes damage. So I got people looked at me. I felt like a buffoon with that big ass tube, honestly.
Mm.
But this set it off. And I lived for a week out of it. I did laundry before I, came back, but I was my stuff is rolled, of course. Like I said, a military. I'm rolling I'm maximizing the space. And my backup bag, my my go-go bag, was the backpack.
Okay.
So laptop, extra couple of pairs of socks, underwear, in case I got to move fast or I forget something. I'm not
Hmm.
totally destitute of supplies and medications. So perfect, and more than enough gadget space for someone like me. Anyway, 2024. I don't know if there are any shows for travel related shows aside from expos and bridal expos and all that, travel expos maybe, but the fashion weeks. Have you connected with any of the other like presenters or designers from any of those type of festivals to say, could I get product placement? Maybe you think this is something that would work with one of your looks for men or something, how have those relationships started to develop?
Oh man, listen, I've been blessed. And when I tell you this, like you're gonna be like, wow. So mind you, I was in Guam. I launched this company in January. I got deployed to Guam in May. I didn't get my first shipment until July. I didn't get back home until end of September. So when I came home, I literally hit the, boots to the ground. I was fortunate enough to have my red duffel bag featured in Milan.
Hey now.
Yes, in Milan Fashion Week. One of my homegirls, shout out to Catherine. She's a supermodel. I mean, over 100 and something publications, super dope model. Um, she reached out to me, was like, "Hey, I'm heading to Milan. Like, I would love to get one of your bags." I said, "Say less." I sent it to her. She took it to Milan, took big pictures with it. So, um, to answer your question, I am going to be tapping in with some of the fashion designers. Being as though I'm still really, really new, um, I'm putting a little bit more work before I try to get on runways and stuff like that. Only because I do want to have a diverse, line versus it just being the black and the red. I would love to showcase all 10 colors at some point.
Mm,
So right now it's going to come, I would say, hopefully around this time next year, we
mm.
should be pretty much solid where we have the entire line out, hopefully. So eventually it'll definitely come. Like
Hey,
runways, fashion shows, all of that stuff is in the
yeah,
works.
that's exciting progress. The black and the red, it's a black man that's doing it, and red is for the blood that's been spilled by our people
Mm,
to help build this country. Two colors that are mandatory. That's the only ones I need to see. I'm good.
mm.
You know what I mean? But anyway, that's a metaphor, y'all. It's not racist. Gee, all that y'all talking all that nonsense, man. Leave me alone. Anyway, yeah. So I just want to know. Well, we can't really divulge everything because 2024, he needs to pop out, and he's been doing it. I don't know. What you were at that birthday party, weren't you?
Which birthday party?
The person that we're not gonna say no names. Did
Uh
you
huh.
provide a custom piece for somebody's birthday recently?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay,
Not
okay,
yet.
okay,
It's coming. Now,
okay.
I will tell you this, and I will divulge this information. The manufacturer did there was like a little hiccup, because there was something custom, really, really, really special that
Mm,
was supposed to go into the bag. And they made it without that piece.
mm,
So I told them, put a hold on it. Like, y'all need to remake the bag. Like,
that
I
one.
cannot present this bag without the piece that's missing.
Mm.
And yeah, when he sees it, I can't wait to see his face. It's going to be super special for him. But that bag will be here January 1st. Will be here January 1st. And before that
On
person
New
goes
Year's
on,
Day, who's delivering mail on and packages on New Year's Day? Even Amazon take New Year's off.
listen, that's what came up on the tracking information. all I know, all I know, I
Right.
told him I actually was just with this person, but I did tell him, I told him I had something special for him. But before he does his European tour, which is already sold out, let's just say that.
Mhm.
Before that European tour, he is getting that bag. I'm flying wherever he's at, and yeah, it's gonna be a big thing.
Make that happen. I'm always excited when people around me, are elevating and contributing to the fabric of an industry and
Hmm.
of the culture. You know what I mean? I'm listening to our financiers and financial people talk about, black businesses and how they're not supported, or we treat black entrepreneurs like, their shop is a swap meet where you're expected
Mm.
to haggle, you know, but conversely, you'll go to the national chains and, you'll gladly throw them bags full of money for some stuff that they've made en masse
Hmm.
and sell around the world. So, that shirt that you wore. I think we had in recent memory, a couple of folks show up on the red carpet of the Grammys in the same Versace.
Mm.
It was bright gold with black run-throughs. So I do the history. I'm just saying. These A-list cats and they're both dressed alike. Stylists be bad.
Mm.
Bad. Anyway, that was hilarious. Two women wearing the same dress on the red carpet would have got stylists, both of them fired.
Fired, right.
And perhaps sued because of image and all that good stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we didn't. Yeah. So anyway, I like that. We'll talk about it more once you get that drop. Is there anything, Bobby, that you wanted to cover that I may have neglected?
Nothing specifically.
Okay. We got an online store. How can they
yeah.
connect and order?
Definitely check us out at www.overnighttravelbags.com. Follow us, like, share, post on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Everything is Overnight Travel Bags. Again, we're revamping the website. Like I said, we just got started. I just got home, so bear with me. Like, things are going to transition very fast to that high-end look. Everything just takes time. So
It's all good.
us being a brand new brand, we are expanding rapidly. Just to give you an idea, like some of the notable celebrities that are wearing the bags, we got Maxwell, we got Music Soul Child. Maxwell actually signed a bag for us. Music Soul Child, we got 7 NBA players right now. Big homie Chris Samuels, I just ran into him, gave him a bag. I got gospel artists Fred Hammond, Donnie McClurkin, Hezekiah Walker, Deidre Haddon. Shout out to Deidre Haddon. Who else? James Fortune. Bro, the list goes on and on. Kevin Ross.
Dr. Jerry Doby.
Yes. Shout out to you.
Thank you. Shout out to you, bro. I appreciate it.
Shout out to you.
That was amazing. Those bags are amazing. I'm so happy to be able to, share you and your company, Overnight Travel Bags. Look, fashionistas, stylists. I know a couple of them. And you guys are doing print ads and lifestyle pieces, things like this. This is not a product you would cringe, be ashamed of, or shy away from having in your campaign. They're beautifully constructed, beautifully crafted, designed, and
say it again.
They pop. Bottom line. So yeah, I look forward to having you back as you develop in next year. Let's go into next year as the new products are ready to roll, the new website, the revamped website. I mean, it's hard to keep up if you're traveling, getting deployed to disaster areas, and taking care of principals, sometimes, and you're a one-man band, pretty much.
I was about to say, let's not forget the artist management. Let's not forget the record label owner. Let's not forget, like you said, like literally, I do everything. So it's everything is. Sorry, you lost me. Everything is definitely a work in progress, but yeah, it's coming. 2024 is definitely going to be a major year for us. For me, for the artists that I work with, for my clients, for the consumers. I got so much in store for you guys. It's just everything takes time.
All right. Well, tonight is Overnight Travel Bags. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about his label, what he's doing with the artists, how he's built in, a great relationship in the gospel community. And we know that our gospel people, I have empirical proof every Easter that our gospel people are of the ilk that when they step into somewhere, they arrive, and they can arrive in in the undeniable style.
Exactly.
And musicians, the backpack is dope. Producers, the backpack is dope. It's sturdy. It has great cushioning for your equipment. You know, the laptop, full-size laptop Mac. I take an Air, but it'll take a MacBook
17 inch.
Yeah, it'll take a 17-inch MacBook Pro, which is really, really thick piece, even without the optic drive. So, you know, well-rounded product, amazing. I'm gonna give you a slideshow on the site. So, you know, head on over to the Hype magazine, check out this live session with Mr. Bobby Daniels of Overnight Travel Bags, and you'll get to see some of the high-res images of what this man is putting down. And you'll look at it and go, I haven't seen it like that.
Exactly.
Simple, powerful statement, durable, functional. Overnight travel bags. Bobby Daniels.
Thank you again. Appreciate you.
As an artist, we should reflect the time.
Why you so talented?
Because I'm black.
Why you so amazing?
Because I'm black.
It's really important that we build characters so that people understand their story matters.
2 Chainz and I both are just really into good food.
And when you know you are royalty, you will only aim in life to be royalty.
We're doing it right now. I don't give a damn what they say about me. Yes, I called your ass out. I know I shouldn't be saying this kind of.
Shout out to Hype Magazine Network.
Shout out to the Hype Magazine Network.